Waking up to green, ain't no better feeling than that. Population got your bankroll fat. Went from digging in the crates to looking up the stats. Now bookies crashing now when the Degens stat. Degens united as one. Degens united as one. Degens united as one. Degens united to all rob the bookies. I'm a Degen, you a Degen, we some Degens. You a Degen, I'm a Degen, we some Degens, and we should be friends. You a Degen, I'm a Degen, you a Degen, we some Degens. You a Degen, I'm a Degen, we some Degens, and we should be friends.
We're back, baby.
What up?
Yo.
Hey, guys. What up, Degens? Underrated?
Hello. I see that green you got on the screen. Green on the screen.
Yeah, it was a decent day, man. Huff hooked his all points with 8 points, but he got his fantasy. We looked into that on the stream. 1.22 fantasy points per minute. He played 25 minutes. He should have crushed it, and he did. He had like 35 fantasy. And then I had that feeling about Castle. I had that feeling, man. He came out aggressive, chucking early, and he crushed his first quarter points. He had 6 points in the first quarter. And Underdog gave it to us at 3.5 points, even money line, no multiplier. And he crushed his alt lines too. So I had a feeling he was going to come out. Players that are out for a long time, man, I'm telling you, come out hungry because they've been training and playing behind the scenes, scrimming and scrimmages. So he did his thing, and Fox took a back seat. And Dylan Harper and Queen went at it. 2 rookies. Queen with 33 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double.
Wow.
But I want to play him, but the coach can't trust his minutes, man.
Yeah. How's Dylan Harper look to you? You like him?
He's all right. He's just on a stacked team, man. Like, there's so many bodies on the team, and I had a feeling that either him or Harrison Barnes would have a game too, and Harrison Barnes had one of those big games because we looked at the data and all screamed Harrison Barnes, but I can't click on his overs. I just can't.
Yeah, no, I feel you. That sucks, but it is what it is. You got to make plays on for sure things as for sure as possible. So it sucks,
Yeah,
but
I think like guys like Queen and Barnes, they're good like DFS plays because like they're so volatile, their minutes, their projections, and
right.
you can differentiate from the crowd that you're competing against. We're competing against bookies, not other people. So
right. High ceilings, but not consistent.
Yeah, not guaranteed. But yeah, solid day, man. Got Sadiq Bey under his fantasy, felt good about that. Fox's unders, felt good about that after the stream. Isaiah Jackson was disappointment, did nothing. Our boy Maxim balled, he got his points. Fell short of his fantasy, but he got his points. Our 2-pick all totals under slip hit at plus 115. And DeRozan under assists. Took it up to 5.5 Underdog, but didn't even need to. He stayed under the 3.5 regular line. That was plus money too. He had 2 assists in the first 2 minutes, and then only 1 more after that.
That's the best.
Yes, I tried to catch it live, but they on PrizePicks, but they were smart. They just moved him to a 5.5 demon. They wouldn't let you take the under. I was hoping they like bump him up quickly, which they did, but they didn't let us take the under on it. But yeah, new day, man.
Speaking of PrizePicks, have you been noticing their live being funky still, or has it died off?
I haven't had the time.
Gotcha. Okay, maybe tonight.
Maybe tonight's a cup game. Maybe they're more locked in. I don't know.
True. Okay. Well, we'll see.
New day. Let's get it, man. All right, cup games. These are the first ones of the cup tournament, quarterfinals. And 2 games that two matchups we recently saw, especially the Heat Magic was recent, and then the Knicks Raptors played not too long ago, 4 games ago. Only key news we're waiting on is Cat and quickly. Sounds like Cat's going to play, though. Being a cup game, he was questionable last game and then sat out, but probably sat out because he wanted to rest for this game. He practiced yesterday, and I think he went to shoot around today. So that's all leaning towards him playing. Quickly was a midday downgrade with the illness. We saw that with Ant-Man, and then Ant-Man ended up playing and going off. So I don't know what to take with these illness tags, man. We don't know how sick they are. Probably just going to stay away. Even if he plays, stay away from him altogether for his over or his under, because we just don't know. And that's it for injury news, guys. Our totals are 234.5 for the Heat Magic, 1.5 point spread. Knicks Raptors 225.5, -4.5 spread. I went back and looked at last year's Cup tournament, all the way from the quarterfinals, semifinals, to the finals, and all the totals were pretty low, man. It was pretty much like a playoff game. Defense ramps up. Yeah, some low scores out there. So probably expect the same today. But the defense is ramping up and starters playing a little bit more minutes. I might consider altering up the Heat Magic and taking the under on it, but these two teams, they've been putting up points against each other, though, man. So last game, yeah, remember last game we looked at this game total and it was 241. I was like, when's the last time we saw a Heat Magic game at 241? And it was the highest total on that slate that day. Was it Friday? Might have been Friday. I was like, what's going on here? And it finished 211 total. And Franz played in that game and dropped 32 points. So now you take Franz off because he's injured. So you take him off the court. Are the Magic going to be able to put that many points up there? I mean, Suggs put up 22. He's up and down. You don't know. He could drop 20 plus or he could drop 10. And then Banchero, this was his first game back. He only played 20 minutes. And then he played again after that and he played 24 minutes. I was reading some Magic beat writers reports, and they think minutes are definitely going to go up, but to what degree, we don't know. But especially with Franz out, they need him, and being a cup game, they need him. So I just guessing in the dark here, I would just say 28 to 30 minutes, probably 28. It makes sense, right? Goes up 4 minutes each game, being his third game back. Let's look at his rotation in that last game against the Knicks, where he played 24 minutes. Really weird rotations, man. Like, played a 2-minute stint in the beginning of the second quarter, checked out, and then didn't come back until the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. So he played 4 minutes in the second quarter and played 6.5 in the first, 10.5 minutes. So all his minutes got backloaded to the second half. I think we could see something a little bit similar today, because they probably want him for the second half. Unless they're starting to get blown out in the first half, then they might have to come in and play more minutes in the second quarter. But I think if it's like staying close, they're probably going to want to backload all his minutes to the second half when they're going to need him the most, especially for closing minutes. Close the game out. It looks like he could have played 26 minutes because he checked in the 6-minute mark. And then it looks like they went to the bench for the last 2 minutes. So, just kind of weird because it was a 6-point game. But yeah, they went to the bench here. They took out Wendell. They took out Suggs. So maybe he could have played 26 minutes. And if that's the case, then he should for sure play 28 minutes today. In a cup game. If we look at last year, let's look at last year with Franz not playing because he doesn't have a Big Hero does not have a game this year with Franz out. But last year. So we drop him down to 19.5 points here. He got in every single game, all 6 games except one that Franz was out. But you feel like, oh yeah, but he wasn't on a minute restriction in these games. But he didn't play that many minutes in these games. 27 minutes, 34 points against the Bucks. 27 minutes, 20 points against the Sixers. 26 minutes, 22 points against the Bucks. 29 minutes, 21 points against the Celtics. Then he played awful against the Nuggets in 29 minutes, 10 points. And then the only game he went over 30 minutes was against the Raptors. He played 32 minutes, 26 points. So if you take the filter, if we max him out at 28, all 3 games that Franz is out and he's played 28 minutes or less, he has gone over this 19.5 points. How about if we look at the PRA? He got the 30.5 PRA, which is what his line was last night, 30.5, now it's 31.5. He got it in 2 of the 3. Franz out. So I guess basically just want to show that it's possible with Franz being out for him to get that point line at 19.5. So yeah, I wouldn't take the under on a point. But now that it's 20.5, probably alter down to 19.5. I feel pretty good about it. If you take it out to 29 minutes for the 5 games, so. And he's taken, in all these games, in the limit less than 30 minutes playtime with Franz out, he's taken about 20 shots minimum. Yeah. Against the Knicks, though, $16 points in 24. So yeah, if you add on 4 minutes, increase the chance of getting a couple more buckets to get 20. So I feel like 20 is probably the sweet spot, guys. I mean, if I had to say so, 19.5 feels good, and obviously if you take it down to 17.5, feel even better. But I think the 19.5 is the way to go. Bane. No games this season without Franz, so it's hard to stay with him in. Had 5 points against the Heat, but Suggs and Franz went off in that game, so he had 23 in the first game. I feel like he's just so up and down as a shooter, man. If his shots falling. Same with Suggs too. And I can't trust Wendell because sometimes they go to Jonathan Isaac or Mo or Goga a little bit more, and he's been falling off lately. And 7 to 9 points in book meetings versus the Heat. So yeah, not really feeling Mr. Wendell in this matchup. I considered his 1.5 assists. But there's some juice coming in on the over. If we look at games without Franz last year, he had a stretch of games where he was racking up the assists. But Suggs was out and Banchero. Yeah, so he was Suggs and Franz. So, man, that's right there on the line. I mean, someone's going to do the rebounding here on the Magic, right? But I think Anthony Black is probably popular for that because 4 stretch of games where he's had 9, 7, 8, and 11. I don't know. He opened at 5.5 last night, juice on the under. Now it's down to 4.5. Slight juice on the over. It just feels trappy. It feels weird, like because all season he wasn't rebounding like that, and all of a sudden this stretch of 4 games he's hitting the glass hard. It just feels weird. What do you guys think about that? I want to see catch up. Ayo, I'm a Degens. Undertaker's our brother. What's up, man? More eye holes. Undertaker underrated beats. Yeah, I would feel better at maybe 3.5. But even then, Suggs, he has juice on. He was at 3.5 rebounds, juice on the over. Now they bumped him to 4.5, juice on the under. I feel like he is a decent alt at 2.5. Games without Franz last year, he got that in 8 out of 10 games, and he played the Heat last year, 4 rebounds, and we know the Heat give up rebounds to the backcourt everywhere. I feel like he lands on 3 a lot, but it's like it's taking guard rebounds, man. You never know where the ball bounces. Wendell, 7.5 juice in the over, 8.5 some books. Feels like that's appropriate lines right there. True 50-50, man. I don't know. Really, only interest I have would be Banchero at 17 or 19.5 points for the reasons we went over, and then these secondary guys just don't feel like a comfortable click like Silva. Went through a stretch where he was shooting the 3-ball really well, and then now is playing really bad. But they need him. I imagine he's going to chuck with Franz out. We saw the games with Banchero out. He was chucking a lot. But the guy who's going to black hole the most, it's going to be Suggs. He's in a black hole like crazy. But look how up and down he is. Just like I said, man. He can drop 20 to 30, or he's going to drop 8 to 10 points. He's a hard one to trust, man. I just noticed a lot of times he comes out super aggressive in the first quarter. But the problem with him is that he's so aggressive on defense that he could pick up early fouls and then lose out on minutes in the first quarter's run. So that's my only concern. But his first quarter points, 4.5. Slight juice on the over, and FanDuel minus 130. DraftKings has him at 5.5. He had 8 points in the first quarter, first meeting against the Heat, and then he just had 5 with Banchero and Franz playing in that first quarter stint. I think it was Suggs, like if if he's coming out and his shots are landing early, he's just going to keep shooting more. And that's when you know he's probably going to get his point line. But when he comes out cold, you just know right away it's not a Suggs game. So I don't mind as a DJ bet the first quarter points on him. Because PrizePicks have at 4. PrizePicks still has at 4.5. So they're kind of dangling the carrot there because it is minus 130. Maybe they bump it to 5 or take it away and only give you the Goblin at 3.5. But I feel like there's really no difference between improves a little bit if you take it at 3.5. Yeah, I think like him and Wendell should play the most minutes in the first quarter. Look how many shots he's. I mean, he took 7 shots last game against the Knicks with Franz playing. So that's a lot in a 10-minute span. Almost a 30% usage rate. I think it makes sense, guys. I mean, the first half. He does tend to shoot a little bit less in the second half. He played 17.5 minutes last game against the Knicks. If he doesn't get in foul trouble, I feel like the first quarter, the first half, if you want to go Suggs, makes the most sense. He has steal upside too. What's his first half fantasy? 17.5 is pretty high. Because that's pretty much like he needs a fantasy point per minute. Let's look on off court. Let's look with Franz off the court. Dating back to last season, what his fantasy point per minute is at. Let's put Suggs on the court. 1.11. That's good, but let's put Banchero on the court too. But he will play some minutes with Banchero off the court today as well, especially in that first quarter. That's another reason I'm thinking this first half because I just think Banchero, if anything, will play just maybe a few minutes less in the first half. Unless, like I said, they're trailing a lot early. And then Banchero will play more in the second half. Only 63 minutes sample size with them both on the court. But still 1.21. What was the minute sample size? 521 minutes. 1.11. Okay, so if he plays 17 minutes, he should get that fantasy. We put him at 17 minutes. Let's put him at 16 to be conservative. That's right on the line, on the dot. If he plays 17 minutes, it's 18.87 fantasy. In 19.4 against the Heat. 4 days ago. Scored all his points in the first quarter. Didn't score any in the second quarter, but he got a steal and a block. Oh, he only played 12 minutes? It said it on here. Oh, I was looking at the Knicks game. Knicks game he played 17. Yeah, he had 22 fantasy. Did he get in foul trouble? Two fouls. That's what I'm worried about, man. It's the only thing with him. Okay. Yeah. He picked up a foul at the 3.5 minute mark and checked out right after that foul. So he missed out on 3.5 minutes. Yeah, that's the scary part. I don't think they can afford to do that here, though. With Franz being out. Like, he would have, I feel like he would stay out there with 2 fouls. 3 fouls? Yeah. The only concern thing is, like, when you pick up 2 early fouls in the first quarter, that's when you check out early and miss out on first quarter minutes. And then you'll miss out on first half minutes overall. But I feel like you have, like, 1 foul in the first quarter and 1 in the second quarter. You should stay out there. It's an important game. So I'm gonna put for Suggs first quarter points, and then first half fantasy. But it's risky. It's risky. And if you want a correlation, you would take Banchero under first half PRA and Suggs over first half fantasy. If my theory is correct and Suggs comes out of black holing early, like he tends to do a lot, and then Banchero plays a little less minutes in the first half. J-Man, Goga. Goga 8 points, 5 straight head-to-head. Let's look into it, J-Man. I didn't look at him at all. Yeah, but these games, Banchero, Franz, and Suggs were out. Looks like Jonathan Isaac was out one of these games. I mean, if he plays 20 minutes, wouldn't you want his rebound upside here, though? Against the Heat, the pace they play. What about his PR? Or even his PRA, because we know he can play make.
Goga love.
I mean, if he plays 20 minutes.
You ever heard of go-go music? He probably
No.
likes it. He probably likes it. It's some East Coast stuff.
I got you. Maybe the PRA, man. I just hate relying on Goga's points straight up. I feel like you want access to his rebounds, too. This matchup. I mean, he give up second most offensive rebounds. And that's what he specializes in. He had 3 offensive rebounds first meeting, 2 second meeting. Do we have an offensive rebound platform? Of course not. PRA, though, I might get down. In the slip. Limited options here today. Are his minutes front-loaded? Sometimes. I don't know why, but sometimes. Okay. So maybe he is playing. Let's see. If he's playing 10 minutes a game, let's look at his first half-minute log. Last time he played the Heat, he played 13 of his 20 minutes in the first half. Against the Knicks, he played 12 minutes of his 20 minutes in the first half. It's weird. Okay. I think a lot of it's probably just due performance based on how Wendell's looking. If Wendell's struggling, maybe he picks up a little more. Gilda picks up a little more run in the second half. I'm sold on the PRA from looking best hitter of all Magic players, to be honest. I agree. Because the rebounds are going to be there. He could pick up. I mean, he has the ability to get like 3 assists too. He has 3 assists upside. He had 4 against the Heat earlier this season and 1. I think what's nice is that the offensive rebound opportunities will be there. So offensive rebounds either lead to putbacks or kickback outs to the shooters on the 3-point line. And those have high conversion assist rate because the defense is not set, not ready. So a lot of those just lead to easy assists when they kick it back out. So, I mean, you're only paying like 1 more tax for the PRA compared to the PR. I'd rather have that potential assist upside here. I'll write that down. That's a good look, J-Man. I wasn't even looking into him that much. But they probably need him, especially when the Heat go with Bam and Ware on the court together. Match his size with Ware. Okay. Anything else from the Magic? I'm with J-Man. I mean, I probably just gonna lean bank hero points. I can't trust Bane or Suggs for the full game points. Maybe Suggs for the first half fantasy and the first quarter points, like I said, based on that game script theory and just what we've seen from Suggs over the last few years, especially this year when Banchero's been out. Suggs black holes like crazy with Franz out there in the first quarter, so just needs his shots to land. Anthony Black, I don't know what to do with his RA. I mean, he's picking up assists late. It's a great assist spot. He just had 6 against the Heat. A lot of those were to Franz, though, and now Franz is out. And you got to think about the guys he's passing to. Doesn't feel good. Passing to guys like Wendell, Bane, Panda, and Silva. Pretty gross. But he is racking up assists. He is racking up rebounds. And rebound assists are usually gold versus the Heat. He had 14 RA in that game. So, yep. All right. He said Magic get killed by scoring guards, man. I took Davion points in PA in the last time in that game 4 days ago for that reason. But Hero is out that game. So probably with Hero and Powell playing, I probably don't want to go to Davion points. Maybe you consider his PA at 15.5. That could set that, maybe. But with both Powell and Hero out there, and you got Wiggins and Bam, like I would just go to Davion's assists here. 6.5 side juice on the over. I mean, to be safe, I would take it to 5.5 or 4.5. 4.5, really high hit rate. 20 out of the 23 games. He had 7-12 against the Magic this season. Again, either I think Hero's out for both those games. But that's what I look to for Davion. And then I like Hero's scoring potential here. Pull-up shooting, Magic are dead last against, and almost half his shot types are pull-ups. And if you look at guys similar to him, 10 out of 14 players clear the point line versus the Magic. And then by position, 12 of the 15 players clear the point line. Like, they're racking up points. I mean, Brunson torched Magic multiple times this season. Fox did his thing. Even Giddey, Simons, Pritchard, Harden, Steph. I mean, all very similar offense play types as Hero. So, great spot for him. His line's been fluctuating a lot. I've seen it go from 22.5 to 23.5. Now it's back down to 22.5. Seems like the bookies don't know what to do. But I would feel pretty good even if you altered him at 20.5 or 19.5. Because it being a cup game and the Heat being fully healthy and having everyone out there and the defense is ramped up a little bit, I would feel better at the alter at 19.5. And then Powell, he had good games against Magic, but again, Heroes out both this game, but he dropped 28 both games. But the 3 games that he's played with Hero, he had one bad game against the Bucks 11, then he's had 28 and 30. Revenge game against the Clippers, good 3-point shooting matchup for him. Pistons, tough matchup for him, still got it done, 28 points. Hami did not play in that game, though. Keep that in mind. So, yeah, I mean, for me, it's just Powell and Hero for the points. Probably Ultim because of being a cup game and the Heat being fully healthy. Split them up on separate tickets and call it a day on that. I'm not touching Bam. I'm not touching Wiggs. No way. I'm good on that. And Hami, it's been scoring, but I don't know. His minutes are just kind of all over the place sometimes, man. But last 2 games, 33 and 35. But Hero was not in both those games. So how many minutes does he play? All over the place. 33 minutes. Powell was out, though. Okay, so here's the game with Powell and Hero playing. No. Does he only have 1 game? With both of them, 2 games. 17 minutes and 21 minutes. See? I have no idea what Spoelstra's going to do. Like, I guess you can project him for 20 minutes. So 10.5 doesn't feel good with only 20 minutes of play time. Heat 12 of 15 though. Being 1 of 5 versus bottom 5 rebound team. Bane minute restriction gone? That's a good question. Looks like it. Yeah. Yeah. You asked him about his RA. I don't know how a man with such short T-Rex arms gets rebounds, but he does, man. Not against the Heat, though. He has 0. It's a good rebounding spot for him. Maybe he picks up a little bit more with Franz out. That's what the bookies are thinking, at least. They put him at 4.5 with juice on the over. It's kind of a weird line, right? Because if you look at his hit rate, 50% hit rate on that. You look at his matchup last game with against the Heat. He had 0 rebounds. Franz did play, though. So, bookies know something. They wouldn't just set it at that line with juice on the over. So it might just be like the way the defensive scheme changes up, where he's going to be on the court. And yeah, Franz being out. So I can't do it. But we've seen Bane have massive rebound games in the past, man. When he was on Memphis and it was just him out there. Yeah, I mean, look at this. 16 rebounds against the Mavs. Multiple games with 10 or more rebounds. Banchero. Oh, Banchero, you're asking about. There's not an official report, but from what the Magic beat writers are saying, they think, he's going to go up to not full minutes, but probably, I imagine 28 to 30 is what I projected for. It's only his third game, right? You played 20 minutes his first game, 24 his second game. Probably could have played 26 minutes in that second game, but the Magic pulled the starters in the last 2 minutes. So you gotta imagine if he went from 20 to 26, he's probably, in being a cup game, he's probably gonna play 20 to 30, probably 30, and if it's a close game to the end, I imagine. And if I had to guess, like I said, I would guess that they backload all his minutes the second half. Since he's not fully conditioned, they're not going to want to run his gas tank out early in the first half. And we saw that in his last game against the Knicks. He barely played in the first half. Right? He played 10 minutes. Around 10 minutes. Around 10 and 11 minutes. And then he ended up playing over 14 minutes in the second half. So I think they probably do the same thing, man. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of leaning that like Suggs over first half. He stays out of foul trouble. Banchero under first half correlation. And then, or you can just run Banchero straight up under first half. And then another sub take his full game, like 19.5 points or something like that. But it's a good, like, somewhat of a hedge. Both could hit, but also, it could cover the bases in case he comes out on fire in the first half. Then he's probably gonna get that 19.5 points. So I kind of like that strategy. I'm thinking about. So I'll write that down. What's his first half PRA? Is that Is it just cut down the middle? Oh, it's actually it's juiced a little bit, right? So 16, and his line it was 30.5, but it's 31 now. Wow, I got bumped again. It's 32. Wow. But still, 16.5. And if he only plays, so if you project him for 30 minutes, and let's say he only plays 12, 13, he plays like 16, 17 minutes. But we've seen him come out on fire before. It's just a game script theory. Hero 3-point made looks good, Jay Allen said. Yeah. Let's look at that data real quick. There's one other piece of data I want to look at for Bane. Magic are number one in 3-point attempts allowed. They allowed the least 3-point attempts. It's kind of scary. Top 3 and 3-point defense. But a lot of these guys are still hitting their threes. Simons, all 3 times. Even Fox got 3. Even Giddey got 3. Those aren't really good 3-point shooters, right? It could work. It's at 2.5. Just kind of the data scares me. I mean, Magic have always been like that. Even last year, they allowed at least 3-point attempts. They've always played defense like that. They smother the 3-point line. That's why their catch and shoot defense is really good. But they're just really struggle with guys who can dribble and create their own shot and have pull-up shots. They really struggle against that. That's why Brunson cooked them like every time. What else we got? Bane over 9.5. 9.5. 9.5. RA? Is that what you're saying? J-Man? Yeah, 9.5. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be going to Anthony Black for his RA based on his recent games, but Bane could easily pick up the RA department here with Franz out. Because I imagine Bane will probably do a little bit more ball handling now with Franz out. Obviously, Banchero is going to do some as well, but Banchero is not going to play full minutes. You know that, right? So, yeah, we could see Bane like when he was on the Grizz when it's just him out there, do a little bit more ball handling and playmaking. I can see it, man. I can see him getting the RA in this Pace matchup. And you got to take that last game with a grain of salt. He only had 3 assists, 0 rebounds, but Franz went nuclear that game, man. He went absolutely crazy. He went 32 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. His usage rate had to be off the chart. He took 22 shots. It looks like, a lot of the assists were from Anthony Black. So now it's going to change up, right? Because Franz is out, so offense is going to change here. And Bane just played like shit that game. I mean, he's 2 of 16. So maybe the RA, but I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write down the Banchero hedge play. I'm gonna try it. Let me see what Underdog has him at. And I'm gonna do PRA because if you're not playing enough minutes, it's just hard to rack up that much PRA. If he's gonna play less minutes in the first half. And I'll write down the Bane. Might feel better if you alted because we just don't know. Because it's like the first game with Franz out. Maybe if you ult him at 7.5, that could feel pretty good. Six and a half, he has like over 80% hit rate, but the value is probably pretty bad on it. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna check Underdog first half. See, Underdog's 15.5. A little bit better value on PrizePicks for the under. What's this? Do they have his first half points? They don't. They have Suggs. See, Suggs is 0.84x on Underdog for 4.5 points first quarter. So much better value if you play on both sides like we do. Much better value on PrizePicks, right? Okay. But I'm also considering Suggs first half fantasy too. Moving along. Next game. Oh. Anybody else who wants? Where just did not play good against the Magic. 4 points in that last game. Spoelstra got pissed at him, man. Benched him that game. I watched it, and then first meeting, he only played 14 minutes, so he had 7 points. But he only played 14 minutes. He's playing a larger role now. But again, they're fully healthy. He does get run on the court with the second unit, though, which is kind of nice. He gets a lot more usage during that time. But I'm sure a lot of these Heat guys are going to be staggered their minutes, so there's probably going to be at least like 1 or 2 main starter out there in the court at all times. I don't know. I always like him for his rebound upside or his dunk upside, but I looked into his dunks. He had 1 dunk in this game 4 days ago, and then he had 2 dunks the first game of the season. Yes. Magic don't really allow dunks. They're like bottom 10 in dunks allowed. But I mean, that's what he's so good at, that rim running and getting alley-oops from Davion. Next game, we don't know quickly status, man. So it's really hard to say what to do with the Raptors side here, man. You skipped hit players, or already covered them? Jamie, I covered them. I said I'm just gonna play Hero and Pal's points altered since they're fully healthy and it's a cup game, and the cup games usually lower scoring games. Defenses probably because the defenses are ramped up. So I'm gonna, and they're fully healthy. They got everyone. So I'm probably just gonna alt them down their points. Hero for 19.5, Pal for 17.5, and play them on separate slips. And then I'm gonna take a stab at Davion's 5.5 assists. Since there's already juice on the 6.5, I'm gonna take it down to 5.5, much higher hit rate, and probably pair up Davion with Hero in one slip and Davion's assists with Powell in another slip. That's it. I'm not messing. Like I said, I'm not messing with Bammer, Wiggins, and yeah, Hami. Look, it's hard to project his minutes, but I project him probably for 20 minutes if I had to. I know he's been scoring, but with everyone healthy and playing, like, and only playing 20 minutes, like I don't want to trust him to get more than 10 points here. And then yeah, maybe Ware's rebounds or dunk prop. That's what I have for that. Raptors, man. Have we had games without Quickly? Nope. And we definitely haven't had games with no Quickly and no RJ. I mean, BI was already a black hole with everyone playing, so you gotta imagine if Quickly's out, he's in a black hole even more. But I can never trust BI. Great matchup against the Lakers. Dropped 20. 7 points against the Hornets is just disgusting. And then he follows it up with 30 against the Celtics. In that last meeting, he had 14 points. I mean, what the big question is, like, Quickly accounts for a lot of RA and playmaking, and so does Scotty too. So, but if Quickly's out, what happens in here to RA? Do we just get point Scotty where he's running point guard like we've seen in the past when like all the point guards are out and Scotty is running point? Let's look at last season without Quickly. How about games without RJ? Assists are still all over the place. Same with his rebounds, man. It's not a good rebound spot for Scotty, that's for sure. Nick's really good rebounding team. Top 5. They allow the least offensive rebounds. I think he had 5 in that last meeting. He had 5. And if he's running point, if Quickly's out and he's running point, and he's not playing down the low block, then yeah, less opportunity to get rebounds. But I just don't know with Quickly out, man. How that's going to shape up the RA, because I mean Ingram, BI, we know he can play make too. I just don't know. It's hard to say. We gotta wait on the news. None of these guys feel like comfortable clicks, though, for sure. I mean, if Quickly's out, imagine BI. He opened at 23.5, and keeps going down to 22.5, fluctuating just like Tyler Hero. Pretty much identical today, fluctuating between 22.5 and 23.5. But yeah, imagine if Quickly's rolled out, BI will go to 23.5, 24.5. Shot volume should go way up. but how efficient is he going to be? Knicks are pretty much good at everything that he does. Pull-up shooting, shooting within 10 feet. Only thing that Knicks struggle against is catch and shoot. And BI is only at like 21% for that shot type. Scotty Barnes within 10 feet. Where are you guys leaning if Quickly's out? Leaning Scotty points or BI? I'm trusting Scotty to score is rough, dude. It's rough.
It
I
is.
always just trust him for PRA or RA. Maybe you go to the PRA if Quickly's out, but still doesn't feel good.
So lots of
because
those here,
the
though,
Knicks-
Josh.
What's up, Sir Lotso? What's up, man? What's up? Because the Knicks are a good rebounding team. So last year, what do you do this? Look at the rebounding. It's so consistent, bro. Like 5, 3, 5, 3. And then this year he had 5. Like, whatever reason, man, I mean, yeah, he's just not rebounding against the Knicks. Maybe take the under. I don't know. But let's say Quickly's in. Quickly's in, then I think it's just all stayaways, man. To be honest. I mean, based on like going back and looking at it, like I know it's last year, it's different matchups, different teams, different year and whatnot, but just need some reference point to go off of. If you look at last year, I went through the game logs and like if you look at the Cup games, especially in the quarterfinals, they were low scoring and players were not really going off and having like these monster games. So maybe like 1, 2. OKC was really the only team to like have really high scores in the Cup game. So it makes sense because they ended up winning the finals. So maybe consider unders that Quickly plays, man. Maybe consider BI under. Not a good matchup scoring, especially since he likes to shoot the little mid-range. And Knicks are top 5 against that. And then maybe consider Scotty's PRA under if Quickly plays. Got it in one game last year versus Knicks by 1. Barely got it. Barely. What about his PR? Oh, his PR he's not getting at all against the Knicks. Maybe go PR, man. What do you guys think? Too scary? Powell just went to 19.5. Oh, is he? They're all fluctuating, man. It's so much just like concentrated betting. Can't make their mind up. I liked Pirtle unders at when he was last night he was at 10.5 points. Now he's at 9.5. And his PR was at 18.5 last night, and it's at 17.5. He didn't play in that last matchup, but it's just overall bad matchup. Rebounding, terrible. Because most of his rebounds are offensive rebounds, and like I said, the Knicks are number 1 on the offensive glass, restricting offensive rebound. And then you look at within 10 feet scoring, which is 90% of Pirtle's shot type. Knicks are top 6, man. So, and then if you look at all the centers against the Knicks, they're not really getting there. 6 of the 15. They're good on pick and roll man defense. Top 8. It's that Mike Brown defense, man. That's what he's known for. I think Pirtle was a good under at 10.5. Maybe on Underdog he's a good alt up candidate. Alt his PRA up. But again, I would wait and see on Quickly status. Although I feel like Quickly finds Pirtle a lot more than the other guys. So maybe Quickly being out even hurts him more so. But they need Pirtle. They need him for his work on the glass because that last meeting, the Raptors got destroyed on the glass without Pirtle. Absolutely destroyed. Let's look at the actual number. "61 rebounds for the Knicks, 40 for the Raptors." They almost doubled the Raptors' rebounds. That's why Mitch Robb had 15 rebounds. Because he had 7 offensive rebounds because there was no Pirtle. And they literally, I went back and watched each one of Mitch Robb's rebounds in that game. And it was because he was going against undersized guys the whole entire time. It was like Colin Murray, Sandro, trying to fight and box him out, Mitch Robb, and he was just getting easy rebounds. But that's not the case today with Pirtle, right? Pirtle should help out somewhat, a big body. So I think the only scary part about taking Pirtle's unders is that I think he's going to have to play as many minutes as he can handle to match his size. Like he's been playing like 20, 26, 23, 25 minutes, but I think that's because of matchup. I think we more see him play like 32 plus minutes here, like he did against the Pacers. Yeah, they need him. Played 33 minutes, 15 against them last year. In 33 minutes, he had 10 points. And he had 26 PRA. Still got it done on the glass, 12 rebounds. Yeah, I think his lines are too low now for the amount of minutes he's going to play. So I might leave him alone, unless you want to ult him up. I think Sandro could probably play less, unless quickly he's out, but I think Sandro could probably play less minutes today because they're probably going to go to Pirtle more. Just due to the size of the Knicks, especially if the Knicks run Mitch Robb and Cat together at times on the court, which they sometimes do. So, yeah, not much on the Raptors side, man. Not much. I think I'm just going to lead unders here if Quickly plays for Sky Barnes' PR and BI's points. I mean, the bookies think this game's going to be ugly too because the total is 225. No, I want it to 226. So, yeah, we still don't know Cat's status, but like I said, he practiced yesterday, went to shoot around this morning, so I doubt he misses the cup game. I bet he plays. Not a good matchup for Brunson. Most of his shots are pull-up shots, which is why he torches the Magic. So we saw the Magic are dead last against pull-up shooting. But the Raptors are the opposite. They're top 2. They do foul. Raptors do foul a lot. So Brunson's putting his head down, being aggressive, drawing fouls. Could rack up points that way. And they're bad against spot-up shooting. But most of his points come from the pick-and-roll ball handling and pull-up shooting. I think if Cat plays, I think you consider Brunson unders here. I mean, he had 18 points in that last meeting. 6-19, 5-5 for the free throw line. Only over I consider on him is his free throws. If we have a free throw made prop for him. And of course we don't. Look how small this free throw made board is. Probably going to be a lot more free throws today with how aggressive the defense are going to be. Let's look at the officials too. Josh Tiven, Jack Wilson. Okay. The Miami-Orlando game, yeah, they got some foul refs in there. Tiven's usually pretty fair. Goebel, he's from Miami, so whenever he calls Heat games. He always favors the Heat. I always remember that. Okay. Yeah, so we don't even have free throw. Do we have it on Underdog? Six and a half. 5.5 would have felt better, man, for sure. But then it's 0.75x, so Cat is the one who's probably gonna draw the most outs there. I feel like 5.5. I just don't know how injured he is. We went 5-7 the free throw line last time against him. Yeah. OG didn't play in that game either in that last meeting, but he's back and playing that. Of course, he played for the Raptors, but how much does he care now? He's played them multiple times already. You had your games against him. I just never get OG right, man. I just never. Every time I play him, it's just a letdown. Whenever I do play him, though, I just take his fantasy because he has stock upside. You can consider his dunks as well, but Raptors are like top 8 in dunks allowed. But their transition defense is pretty good. They get back on defense. I'll probably stay away from that. If anything, I'd probably take his fantasy. What's his stock? So they're projecting for really like 2 stocks here. And what's his line at? And we're not getting it. Oh, there it is, 29. Okay. Let's go to the on-off court tool. Oops, not on the Raptors anymore. Let's go to this year. .89. That is not good, guys. And probably projected for what, 30, to be conservative, 33 minutes, 34? In a cup game? .34. Yeah, let's put him at 34. Puts him at 30 fantasy on the dot. So that fantasy line is point. Maybe just consider his points then. Either his points or his fantasy, but like I said, I never get OG right, man. And let's talk about Mitch Robb here. Really weird lines. Last night he opened at 5.5 rebounds. And then he went up to 7.5 rebounds in some books. That's such a big jump up in line movement. And maybe it's just because people saw that he had 15 rebounds, 17 minutes in that last meeting. But again, Pirtle was out, and I watched, and he was just outsizing all the guys. Sandro's only like 6'9". And Mitch Robb's got like over a 7-foot wingspan. So Sandro stood no chance. What I'm interested in, though, is that first quarter rebound. It's at 1.5 on Underdog. No multiplier. He plays like pretty much the last 4.5 minutes of the first quarter. He's got that 1.5 rebound in every game this season, except one. And it's because he played the season low 3 minutes in the first quarter. So if he plays his normal 4 minutes, if he plays 4 minutes or more, he's gotten that 1.5 in every single game this season. every single one. So he's gotten the 1.5, 14 out of 15 games, and then if you take out the game he's played less than 4 minutes, he's gotten it in 14 of 14 games, the 1.5 rebound. PrizePicks took his rebound prop off the board first quarter. So I would lean that, and then secondary to that, I would go just his 5.5 rebounds, just because his minutes kind of fluctuate, and if he plays a little less minutes for whatever reason, I want to feel good about the 5.5. 4.5 feels really good, but it's a difference of like 0.5x between the two. So I'd rather just eat the extra rebound, take it at the 5.5. And then I think his fantasy score is live, man. And the only reason is because the Raptors are allowing the 5th most blocks to centers. 6th most. They got a lot of guys who driving and give up blocks, like Scotty and Quickly and others. And we know Mitch Rob's got block upside. I mean, he's averaging on the season, he's averaging 19.3 fantasy points. He didn't get it in the Celtics game, didn't get it in the Magic game. Magic's not a good matchup for that. Mavs is kind of weird. He played probably his second most minutes and only had 16. But in that Toronto game, he had 20 fantasy, only 2 points, but he had the 15 rebounds. And he had that 20 fantasy with no stocks, too. So you got to imagine, you throw on 2 stocks, you should feel pretty good about that. So I'd say, priority for me is going to be his rebound, and then secondary will be his fantasy. Because you get that stock upside, which he has. But let me know what you guys think. I think he's a popular player because of the matchup and what he just did to them. Another nice thing about him is, like, as long as he doesn't start alongside Cat and they keep doing this rotation where he comes in that around the 4.5 minute mark, first quarter, he will probably he'll get to go against Sandro again. And I just watched what he did to Sandro, and he owned him on the glass. Because, Pirtle will probably check out around then when Cat checks out. So let's see the last Toronto game. Pirtle checks. Last game checked out of the 340 mark. So we got to imagine that Mitch Rob's going to get about 3 to 4 minutes in that first quarter. No Pirtle, and just a 6'9" Sandro out there. So Sandro, the 340 mark checks in, and Sandro plays the 5. So same matchup, guys. Same thing we just saw where Mitch Rob played all his minutes last game against the Raptors against Sandro because Pirtle was out. But now it's just like we're just limiting the time window. And it's going to be that first quarter and then start of the second quarter too, right? So Mitch Rob did not start the second quarter last game. So it's really that first quarter stint. So might as well just take the first quarter rebound. During this best rebound opportunity. But, I mean, anything can happen in that 3 minutes, right? You get a bunch of turnovers, you get a bunch of fouls. Shooting fouls are terrible for rebounds because a lot of those are just made buckets and then handed over to the next team. But he has the offensive rebound potential still when his team has the ball. So 1.5 feels doable. I mean, he did it in every single game where he's played at least 4 minutes. Just need him to check in at the 4-minute mark. I saw another scary thing is like, if Cat's a full go and it's a Cub game, like, what if they let Cat play like 10 minutes in the first quarter instead of 8, right? But maybe since he's banged up, they wouldn't do that. They'll ease him back into the game, start the game. I'm hoping. I mean, let's look at Cat's first quarter minutes. He does have some games where he plays 11 and 10 minutes. But most of the time, he's playing 8 consistently. Why did he play 11 minutes against Charlotte? Was Mitch Robb out that game? That might explain it. What day was that? Okay, Mitch Robb was out. Perfect. Okay. And then let me just check 11-14. That was back when Mitch Robb was starting alongside Cat. And that's why Cat played more than 10 minutes. Okay. So what I'd like to see is Mitch Robb not starting for that first quarter rebound prop. And I feel pretty good that he's going to get 2 rebounds in that 3-minute span. Because he got he played a lot more minutes in that first quarter, that last meeting, but he got 5 rebounds. He only played 4 minutes. 5 rebounds in 4 minutes a week ago versus him. So, what's up? I'm on. What's up, Dusty Bottoms? I'm on Yaquez 10 plus points plus 3.5 rebounds. Black over 4.5 rebounds. Bankero under 8.5 or 7.5. Bankero hasn't really been good rebounding, and even since coming back. Yeah, it's just a little scary with the Heat, man. They just bleed so many rebounds, but I feel you. Gotta go. I got Magic plus 109 money line. Wow, that's bold. And Knicks minus 4.5. I'll give you a deep dive for I go too. Thanks, Dusty Bottoms. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your insight, bro. Yeah, I gotta roll with this, man. It just all makes sense. As long as Mitch Robb isn't starting, even if he's starting, he can still get it, but it feels better if he's not. 1.5 first quarter rebound. And then on PrizePicks, I would probably just take the 5.5 rebound, and then maybe 1 shot at the fantasy. Because a lot of times he can just do nothing on offense and just do cardio. That's the only scary part. So he has to get it all done with stocks and rebounds. And at that point, you might as well just take the rebound prop. But offensive rebounds, that's a lot to ask for just 16 minutes of play. Yeah, I think just take the 5.5. I think it's a safe way to go, man. All right. Anything else for the Knicks? And then Cat. It's a great matchup for him, but I don't know his injury status. And then I just don't mess with Bridges at all. He's like the third wheel of this group. So, yeah, I'm good on Hardman. Clarkson's points, I don't know what's going on with the guys. Like he opened at 9.5 last night, went up to 11.5, back down to 10.5. He's just fluctuating. Like, is it because they just don't know the Cat officially? The news that he's officially playing or not? Because on paper, it's like not the best matchup. All his points are coming in transition. Raptors number 2. He had 13 points in 21 minutes that last game, but I think it was because it was a blowout. Or they Knicks won by like 22, and I think he picked up extra run in that game in the blowout. So I don't know. he feels weird. The bookies, the line they're putting him at feels really weird. He's at 10.5. He's at a 43% hit rate on that, man. And it's not like it's a smash matchup, and it's not like one of the main guys in the backcourt are out. It's not like Mikal and OG, one of them are out, or Jalen. So I guess McBride is the main thing. Is he confirmed out? Is that the only? I guess it's the only thing is McBride being out. He just picks up more minutes. Maybe. I feel like Brunson in a cup game is going to play a lot more minutes here. So I doubt his minutes go up that much. I don't know. It's weird, man. I got Mitchell over 6.5 rebounds, Black over 4.5 rebounds, Hero over 2.5 points. Macintosh said, "Hey, Black rebounds are popular, huh?" I knew it would be. Mentioned at the start of the stream because of the trend. It's just weird that the bookies put him at 5.5 and then brought him back down to 4.5. It's like they're begging for the over money, right? And they're putting him at like a reasonable line too, minus 125, minus 122 in FanDuel. It's almost like they're begging for that over. I think they realize, oh man, if we put him at 5.5, people less inclined to take the prop. If we put him at 4.5, slight juice on the over, we can get more action. That scares me. Not to say that he can't do it, but just looking at it from a bookie's perspective, it kind of scares me, man. It feels like one of those bookie traps. Hope I'm wrong, though, for you guys. I hope I'm wrong. Black over 8.5. All right, I thought about that too last night, man. Michael, I thought about that too, man. It all makes sense. The matchup, the Heat lead assists and rebounds, especially for the backcourt. And he just had 14 RA, and now you take Franz off. But then I went and looked at his assists in those games, and that game he had 6 assists. And they were... a lot of them were to Franz. So if now Franz is out, and look who he's passing to now, right? That means you're going to need Bane to hit a shot. Same with Wendell and Suggs. So Franz dropped 32 points in that game, right? So you got some to Goga. You got some to... yeah, 2 of them were Franz. And then the other games I looked at, and the stretch of games where he's gotten assists, majority of his assists are going to Franz. Kind of makes sense, but his potentials are like all over the place. That Heat game was like the highest potential assist game he had recently, 13 potentials. So as long as if he can get 10 or more potential assists again in this fast-paced matchup, you can feel a little bit better about it. But again, I'm just worried about the guys he's passing to. That's just my thing. That is my only concern. And then also how much, like if Bankero plays 30 minutes today, we know the ball is always going to be in his hand on the half-court offense to start. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's also weird that assists only 3.5. Because his normal line with Franz playing is like 2.5, and then also in this matchup, it's a good assist matchup, fast-paced game. Davion Mitchell over 6.5 assists. I like Davion always for his assist potential, man, for sure. Especially with the Heat being fully healthy and having everyone playing together. Because we've only seen them at full strength, I think, 2 games this season with Hero and Powell and Davion playing. Let me make sure I'm right on that. Hero, Powell, Bam. 3 games. And in those 3 games, Davion had 9, 10, and 12 assists. Pistons game, not a good matchup for assists, and he still dropped 10. So, yeah. Only thing is, like, the Magic do try to limit catch and shoot, shooting from the outside, which limits assists somewhat, but you still got it done against them this season, right? 12-7. Yeah, I do like his assists, man. I'm gonna alt it down just because it's a Cub game. Defense being a little bit better, I'm gonna alt it down to 5.5. I feel a little bit better about that. I put Mitch Rob at 5.5 rebounds and Davion at 5.5 assists. So I'm just telling you, I'm just leaning on more. If I'm not taking an under and I'm taking over, I'm doing the alts because of it being these Cup games and what I've seen in the past and them being really underwhelming in terms of like scoring and production. So, not to say it's going to happen for all the games, but yeah. I think either Bane or Black get their RA, and hard to say which one. Hard to say, in my opinion, because this is the first time we're seeing Franz out full game and Banchero playing. So we shall see, man. But my theory on that game, like I said earlier, I think Suggs is going to come out aggressive, high shot volume early on. He stays out of foul trouble. He should dominate the usage in the first half. I'm expecting Banchero minutes to be backloaded in the second half, and him playing 3 to 4 minutes more in the second half, like we saw last game. So might come out playing less minutes again in the first half today. So I was thinking about the under first half for him, Banchero PRA, and then over his full game points at 19.5. And that's what game script theory, that's what I'm thinking on that. And then the Heat, I'm splitting up the points on separate slips between Powell and Tyler Hero. I'm going to take Hero down to 19.5 and Powell down to 17.5 in separate slips. And pairing those with Davion, I feel like there's a good correlation. That's what I got for that, man. Not really feeling the Raptors. First half, 126 total in last 36 games in the series. Good luck, everyone. Appreciate it, Dusty. Circling back to OG, Doe said I took his 1.5 turnovers as my DGen prop earlier. His head-to-head is good versus them. All right, that's interesting. Thanks, Doe. Oh, Raptors are scrappy, man. They can cause turnovers for sure. For sure. He has turned it over at a high clip. For a guy who's not a ball handler, he does turn it over quite a bit. I've noticed that in the past. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Get out of here. And why is the timer say it starts in 47 minutes? Isn't it in 3 hours? Oh, it's at 3. Wow, I didn't know it was that early.
Oh wow, that's weird.
I thought it was at 5 our time.
Because the cup or whatever, and it's on Prime Video, both of them. That's cool.
I don't know, man. It's weird. I guess because they're all like, yeah. There's no West Coast games today. Okay. Well, we got to get those bets in now, man. It's also weird that the Magic I know they're at home where they play a lot better, but they don't have Franz. Banchero is not going to be at full strength. And the Heat are fully healthy. Yeah, Magic are minus 1.5. Really weird. But, Andre, doesn't this rebound prop seem weird to you with Anthony Blackman?
What's up? I know everyone's on it. What's the deal?
Oh, yeah, look at the public. They're driving the juice up, man.
Oh,
it was just at minus 125.
The last
I feel
four.
like the bookie said minus 125. It was at 5.5 last night, juice on the under. And I feel like the bookies are like, we're not going to get action on this. So let's put them at 4.5. And they put them at 4.5 and minus 125 for most books.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's like his last 4 games 9, 7, 8, 11.
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like a bookie trap? But not a trap, but they know some of their algorithm. They're thinking like, okay, probably better odds that he goes under, and we're gonna get a lot of over betting on at 4.5 at -125.
Yeah, 100%. That's like exactly like the Sharpie, those certain strikeout props. It's exactly like that.
Yeah. Because they know. I mean, at 5.5 at juice and the other, they're not going to get action on that, so they bumped them down to 4.5.
Yeah.
Now the juice is coming in.
Those are those weird ones, man. You bet the over 4.5. Maybe 50-50 shot. But here's the thing. Bookies are happy with 50-50, they're getting all the money either way, so one way or the other.
Yep.
They just want action.
Yep, exactly. And that's why they put they have different prices. They're price shot. They're price competing. So DraftKings at -128, trying to get you to come bet it. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know he's a popular bet, so spend more time on that.
Yeah, just be careful.
Be careful on it. But it is a good matchup. If it wasn't the Heat, I would be more hesitant on it.
You know what those type of plays are, bro? I think just some people think those plays are nukes, so they bet more. That's just what I wouldn't do. Just make it a normal play for yourself and keep it rolling.
Yeah. Or I would aim on the safe side and just take him to the 3.5. So that's just me, though, man. I like to play it on the safe side a long NBA season.
Well, you find a lot of angles. So for you, I think the alts are a really good method. For a lot of people, they're not, because you miss one, you're dead. But you find a lot of alts that have a great percentage to hit, so it works for you.
Yeah, it does.
Especially if people can see what you do on PrizePicks, and then they have DraftKings or something, they can get way better value with the same exact plays. Like, that's huge, too. I know most people have PrizePicks, but either way, like, you can take what you do and even make a lot more money the other way. Same thing. Tail you on the other sites. That's what I do. I wait for your favorite plays and just boop, boop, boop.
Oh yeah. And then you find a better value on another site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah. Oh, guys, the multiplier came in on Mitrov's rebounds. But all right, well, I'll let you guys get your slips in, man. Good luck. It's be careful in these cup games, man. I'm telling you, expect the defenses to ramp up here, man. Unders might be the way, as they always should be.
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah. Wait. Before we go, if there's an Aussie game tonight, is it finally back on PrizePicks? No, it's not. Awesome. Is it on Underdog? It's not. There is a game tonight, right? I'm not tripping.
Maybe it's tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's at 12:30 a.m. tonight, right? Oh boy. We'll check Bovada to see if Bovada has lines. If they don't, then we know something's up. Like, they're just someone with that game. They don't have lines for it. Player props. All right, guys. By the way, Tyler Hero's holding the Heat down. He's a bad defender, for sure.
Poor Tyler Hero.
They were playing really well without him this season, weren't they? Especially at home.
It makes sense, bro. Like, he's fun to watch, and he gets his money, and people want to cheer for him. But yeah, team ball makes sense. He's holding him down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep. All right, guys, back at it tomorrow. I feel like two much better games tomorrow. Two interesting games.
And we got a bunch of Euro tomorrow too, I think.
Tomorrow? No, Thursday.
Is it Thursday? Okay.
But we can talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anything.
Cool.
All right, guys. Good luck.